Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. So today I ended up catching 300 points, a little bit over 300 points on Nasdaq. Ended the day up 1.5% on this 10k one step challenge um, FTMO. Currently still a little bit over 5% in drawdown. This was today's profit. So I took several trades today. I took some buys at first and got stopped out. Then I took some sells which I closed mistakenly because I was moving. So I took these sales and I was using the phone and I ended up closing because the MT5 update and the thing looked different. So I was trying to move the stops to break even and I ended up confirming and closing the trades a little bit early, else I would have made back the losses from these. Then I ended up taking some more buys, getting stopped out right there before I got the proper trades that recovered me for the day. So on this trade, I got the entries pretty much at the low of the session, right inside a nice little order block where we broke out. And I really could have held these trades a little bit more. I really could have held out for some more points, but I was already down for the day, and the fact that I was making back the loss plus some, I ended up just emotionally closing the trades, thinking that the market was going to pull back. So I ended up partialing and closing out, and I ended up left a little bit runner, which really just doesn't make any sense, but it is what it is. I'm glad for a win today and ending the day green. So that is on one account. On the other account, let me show you, on the 100k I'm still down. Let me show you, still down details. Let me show you, I'm still down over 6% on that challenge, and today I ended up making $200. Just a quick scalp on the day. So it's just one entry, and I ended up partialing out because it was after I caught the buys on the other account that I took this entry on another setup. I really just tried to catch a little scalp um, to make a little profit after. So no losses on this account, but I really could have locked in a little bit more, but because I'm trading just from the computer, I'm not at my desk where I have the multiple screens, so I ended up couldn't monitoring both accounts at the same time. So I ended up just locking in 0.2% win on this account. So I'm going to show you the executions on both of these accounts. So on the 10k, which is this one, so here I got a little bit of a chopped up, as I say, inside of this. Let me really move this. So I get chopped up. This is right at 9:30 after we had the initial spike. We came back down and I thought we would have went back for the highs again, and I ended up getting chopped up here, stopped out 3 times trying to catch the buys to run back these highs, stopped out there, ended up taking some sells right here, which I ended up close a little bit early. So I entered right here before the candle close, and I ended up closing here by a mistake. So this was a nice little sell that would have gotten me a little bit over. Let me show you, it would have been 80 points, so I would have made back the losses from here. Even to here, it would have been 70 points with 2 positions. This would have been 1.4%, but I closed out early. Ended up closing out right there. I took another buy trying to catch this breakout, and the market is really moving volatile here. So I was thinking that we're going to break out for the highs, and I take these buys and I got stopped out right here. Then I got some entries for some buys again right at the low of the day. So I was really looking at because I was looking at this order block here, because we were holding here and then we got stopped out. So I entered after this test. I thought we would have run the low. When I realized that we're not running the low, I added into this trade. So I took two entries here, came into a little bit of a drawdown, but my stops were like right below here. And I was just saying, you know what, let me just try again. One more try for the day. And I ended up catching this. I really should have held to at least here to run these highs, and that would have given me from here, say from this one, this would have been 160 points on each position. So I would have made probably way over 3% on the account, but I ended up closing because I was down on the day, so I ended up closing on this rejection. But if I was trading candle by candle, I would have put my stops here and just left it, but I didn't want to get stopped out, so I left my stops at break even, and I saw this rejection from this supply zone, so I thought it would have reversed. But nevertheless, I'm getting better, still improving. I should have just left if I even one position to come up here, and I would have made a little bit over 2%. So we ended up running from the lows there to all the way up here. It's really over 250 points that I could have caught on each position. So really and truly, looking on that 250 times 3, I really could have made over $700 on that one trade. And it is what it is. I'm not at my desk mentally. I'm distracted with a lot of stuff going on. So I'm really not executing at my best, but I'm just really trying to still do what I have to do with reduce risk. So that is on one account. Let me show you on the other account. So this is now on the 100k challenge. Like I said, I'm still down on the day, and I really just saw this nice little scalp that just came in really clutch after the big push. So I saw it as a little scalp right here. I saw this as a 1 minute fair value gap as well. This was a 5 minute fair value gap, and I just executed. Wanted us to run the highs, but when I realized it shoot up real fast, I just jump in, because I was looking for a reversal, but I realized this 5 minute candle holding. So as soon as it flipped and I got this confirmation, I took it. And these are the kind of trades that you can catch. If I had just closed out everything in here, then I would have gotten maybe about 300 and something dollars. And I was just risking, I think, something like $100, $150 thereabout with the positions that I took. So I closed out some of it here twice, and I really should have closed out everything. Wanted us to run the highs, but they ended up getting stopped out, break even before we ended up running. And I really couldn't execute anymore because it was time for work, and I really had to lock in and focus on work. But you know, as time go by, when I'm full time or when I get some more opportunities to trade, I really go and try to make the best of these opportunities, because this is where you grow the account from some nice little scalp. So that is the executions for today. Let me show you on the higher time frame what we really did. Starting from the 4 hour, this is gold, still inside of this consolidator range. We're trying to break for the highs. We have CPI tomorrow, so the price action was a bit muted. Looking at Nasdaq, so we ended up buying up today even though we didn't close at the highs. I think this candle will get reversed because there's no much manipulation. There's no manipulation on this daily candle, so we should come back down inside of this range before we're going up. Or we could possibly sell off because we had already gapped down and so we traded back up to these highs so we could get stuff right back down. So whatever comes tomorrow, we'll see. So that's the 4 hour time frame. um Nice little buys today. If you had gotten in from the low of the Asian session, then we could have just held for the entirety of the day. So that's the 4 hour time frame. Quickly now to the 1 hour. The 1 hour looks like this. So we open right here, traded down, and then we traded up. So pretty much a bit of a contracted day today. So from the high, from the low to the high of the day, it's really 370 points. And I was just doing some calculation today on my way home from work. Honestly, I just need to catch 50 points per day using, say, 10 lots, which is like 5 contracts, in order to make my daily goal for the day, and I can make enough to sustain myself. But we'll get there in time. So that's on the 1 hour time frame. Let's look at the 15 minute. So 15 minute, bit of a seek and destroy, just the same. So we went up, so we opened here, came down, went back up, came back down into this 15 minute order block. Could have gotten an entry here a little bit before midnight open. We ran the highs. So this was the previous daily high. We ran that and ran the next high, and then we pulled back by New York. This was during London. By New York we ran up again and took the highs. So these now look like some nice equal lows that we could trade below tomorrow, being as we came back down for Asian, for late PM session, and so we're buying up again for Asian, so we could really come up here and then sell off. So let us see what we get in, or we could even come up and run some highs. So we went above these highs. I think I have some more equal highs that we could get run there, but let us see what we really get tomorrow. Hopefully we get some good price action and some clarity with the direction of the market going into CPI, and we shape up for some good runs going into the rest of the week, and furthermore the rest of the month. So let me show you now what we look like on trading view with the opportunities of the day. So from Asian session, like I said, nice inversion by here. Could have caught, came up, then we sold back down. This was right around midnight. Then we got another entry, and this was pretty much the low of the day. And you could have gotten some entries here and held for the rest of the day. So right around midnight we started to buy, accumulate, buy, testing these small order blocks. Another fair value gap entry here, breaking out, coming back down, and we broke out during London session and ran up for the extreme highs, ran the highs, and then coming into mid London session we started to sell off, coming into pre-New York. So sells from there, bit of a manipulation. We didn't have any real news driver, no news catalyst, but we ended up selling right back off here and farming these lows for New York session. So these lows were the ones that I got the entries from. So right inside of here, these were the ideal entries, and this was pretty much the best trade of the day. So this is where I took the unnecessary losses here, just trying to be impulsive. So got stopped out a few times there, but I recovered from down here. So nice entry here to go long. To the highs is 250 something points. Pretty decent trades. And then now this was the one entry that I could have capitalized on. Well, I did take this one and close out prematurely. So this was a pretty decent entry for a scalp. here again, and then another one here for some buys during lunchtime, as well as some sells during this macro right here. But the buys were pretty much cleaner. I really wanted to take the buys, so these buys, by this time I was already off the chart, but this was a pretty decent buy for another 120 points there. So 120 point buys, another entry right here and another one here. And then now PM session gave us a sell off, so we didn't even manipulate on the 2 p.m. Candle. The the 2 p.m. candle just open and we just reverse pretty much all of what we did in the AM session. So seek and destroy price conditions, but we got a sell off right here, another entry in this fair value gap, and just to end the day for power hour we did a little bit more selling right there, and closing out the day there. So that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing. I'll catch you tomorrow on the next one. Peace.